One of the matchups I want to bring to you guys today is a little bit of a weirder one. It's called Mono White Prison. It uses things like Shrine of Nykthos to burst out a ton of prison white enchantments, white taxation enchantments. And Bad B is the guy who really first started that deck the minute he saw the Shrine of Nykthos. Nykthos, or whatever it's pronounced, whatever Greek word that is. As soon as it was spoiled, he really started working on it and put that thread up into MTG Salvation, so credit goes to him for that. But it's been popularized by other people like Travis Wu and whatnot, so it's been played a little bit online. It doesn't have a ton of following. It's got a pretty good bigger thread at MTG Salvation, and it has 3-1 occasionally in MTG Online. It is something really fun to bring to a an FNM, but I wouldn't actually ever say that it's like super competitive. It has a lot of high variance in the deck, and it sometimes can just, things can get under your lock or under your prison, and then it's just over. So that's the matchup I'm going to show you right after this. Things to remember when you're facing like a prison deck or just any lock deck in general is that once you start establishing their taxation effects on you, it's going to be hard to win the game. So you want to hold the burn as long as you can, and you want to get your creatures attacking as much as possible. Anything you can do to rush damage would be awesome, so do that, and then use your burn. If you can. It's just generally what you're going to want to do. There's really no creatures in there, and if they drop a creature, it's because they've already got established with the board control and are probably going to kill you at that point. So you should just race is the best option you can. In the sideboard, you want to bring in things that can attack against their enchantments. That's the big one that you're going to want to attack. So anything that'll kill enchantments is what you're going to want to bring. You're going to want to side out any of your removal. You're going to want to keep in your burn, because if they don't land a Leyline of Sanctity, you can just burn them out, like I'll show you later. That's about it. I did do one weird thing where I thought there was going to be more control elements and more islands, so I sided in Choke. That's probably wrong. In retrospect, you probably should have sided in just more bodies, and I had a Kitchen Finks in the sideboard, and I should have sided that. Hey guys, so I don't know what I'm playing, but I lost the roll. He mulliganed twice, which is good, and I've got 3 mana and a way to get to Ghor-Clan Rampager action on turn 2, as well as Knight of the Reliquary if I draw any sort of white land. So I'm going to keep it. Maybe a risky keep, but the fact that I've got Kessig Wolfrun, I can still Rampager over. It's a weak start. But I guess we're playing Mono White Prison. That's what I'm going to assume it is, because it's got the Glacial Cavern. So I'm going to... Well, let's see here. I could totally Ghor-Clan Rampager. In fact, I think I will. Just because if he is a... If he is a... And I wouldn't mind being pathed here, even if it blows me out, because it'll save face for my knights. If he's a prison deck, I gotta put as much damage into him as possible right now. Random rogue decks, you know. I gotta take advantage of the fact that he's a little delayed. Ruined Halo, he's probably gonna name the experiment one. Bad B. Bad D, bad B, bad business, is the guy who really started working with this deck. That experiment one's bad draw now that the Ruined Halo showed up. He must have just drawn that Plains though, so I don't know what's in his hand, but it's not necessarily the best things in the world. I'm gonna hold on to the Ghor-Clan Rampager now because I'm just gonna hard cast it, and I'm gonna put Knight of the Reliquary out. I'm just gonna hard cast the Knight of the Reliquary. I'm sorry, the Ghor-Clan Rampager probably. Because that's what's gonna have to happen in order for me to, for what it's worth, I gotta counter on that. Lightning Helix is kinda cool. and there's the Rampager. I don't know if he's got cards to keep dealing with it, and he's stuck at 3 mana, and that deck usually wants to go upwards to like 5 mana. Oblivion Rings, so many things! Oh, and these experiment ones are just bad draws over and over again. I'm gonna have to crack this canopy and hope I draw something relevant. I did, but now I don't have the white to put it out there. That's kind of gross that I just got screwed by that ruined halo. Damn. I mean, just drawing like 2 experiment ones against this. He's got no reason to Oblivion Ring my my thing. Leyline of Sanctity. I can't target him. Okay. Well, I'm glad I burst flamed him anyways at that point. Bad draws. So I'm doing this just somehow if that ruined halo dies, I can get something. Probably really does not matter that I put out the experiment ones. It's just better than nothing, you know? That ruined halo is just doing so much work. Because I could have killed him if it wasn't for it. They just had all of the removal known to man. I mean, it makes sense. Prison decks are pretty strong against any aggro deck. Yes. Just in general, prison decks are really strong against aggro decks. Just because, yeah, suppression field and stuff. Just in general. Activated abilities cost unless they're mana abilities, so I'm not Kessig Wolf running anytime soon. Boros Charm doesn't matter at this point because it's target player, right? So swinging for 2. Swinging for 2 can get there though, if he just continues to draw blanks. Suppression field really wasn't the best thing. He wants removal for my Kirdape. If he gets the removal for my Kirdape, totally blows on my end. I think this is probably Ghostly Prison. That's the only thing I can think of that costs 3 mana, unless he's trying to get a lot of mana up. Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's just getting a ton of mana up right now. Hey, worth noting while I'm still on this and I'm recording it. Gross, Sphere of Safety. I think I lose now. Okay, so Choke hurts him a ton. Chain of the Rock doesn't do anything. Boros Charm kinda does, because it does damage. Destructive Revelry is what we want in here. And we'll put in Boros Charm too. We're going to get rid of the Paths to Exile. He doesn't really have any creatures that'll kill us. And if we get to the point where he does have creatures that'll kill us, then it becomes... we're probably dead anyways. So what we want is, yeah, Boros Charm to nullify a wipe if I have to, Choke, which will screw up his mana, and the Destructive Revelries to get rid of his early stuff. Yeah, this is way better hand. Plus we got Choke, so keep... let's do that Choke! Sideboard tech. That's fine. I don't care. We're cracking red here, so that way I can do Kirdape and Loomline next turn. Cool, and we got the next mana for the Knight of the Reliquary, which will be huge when it enters the play. So, that's relevant. Because it's going to pump Experiment 1 up. So prison decks, you can usually outrace them. They're a little bit, they're definitely weaker in the beginning. They need to drop things like Ghostly Prisons to really start slowing you down. And even if you were to do something that will counteract what I'm doing, it's fine. So Choke ain't doing nothing right now, so I'm not going to drop it yet. Knight of the Reliquary is better. I was hoping he was going to crack for like a Hollowed Fountain, but it's still definitely worth thinking about. And that's a lot of damage here. I was hoping that he was going to do something. That's the reason why I didn't play the Knight of the Reliquary, because I was hoping he was going to do something with his mana, so that way I could play Knight into no counterspells. I don't think he would have counterspells though. I still gotta risk it. Yeah, he's got open mana, but I don't think he has counterspells. But I don't know. I see blue and untapped, and I'm like assuming he's got counterspells. Planes don't. I mean, he can go ahead and, yeah, Detention Sphere my my Knight of the Reliquary is the best hit topic for it. But he's still getting smacked for 8 damage next turn, which is drops him down to 2. And I've got the Lightning Bolt for the win. So I didn't have the Lightning Bolt because of Leyline Sanctity. I literally can't cast it. That's fine. I don't think he can win regardless. I mean, we dropped him down to 2. Alright, so those chokes weren't necessarily super successful. But I don't think there's anything that's better than that. Grafdigger's Cage isn't better. So I'm going to keep the choke for the random win if I have to. Drawing them just didn't do anything, but it didn't hurt me. Boros Charm and a bunch of lands, and I'm playing on the second. I, again, always take 4-lane hands like an idiot. Hopefully he just dies to his own variation and doesn't keep that. I just kept it. So I'm going to keep the hand just because it's got a Kessig Wolf Run, and that makes anything that lives through his craziness better on my end. I'm going to also be greedy here. I think I'm going to crack for Stomping Grounds. Yeah, because I got a lot of red in my hand. And he did play a island, so that does mean that my choke plan still live. I couldn't think of anything better in my sideboard. I guess Kitchen Finks is something I could do, and just have more creature count to attack through. Okay, so activated abilities, sure. Wild Noctill's an awesome draw there. We're gonna crack this. So okay, so the suppression field actually does hurt my Scalding Tarn plan. That's fine, because I can pay for the mana next turn. Definitely does suck, because I actually thought that I would just drop the lion there. Because I'm a little stranded on white now. Ghostly Prison. This guy's getting the nuts draw against me. Gore Clan Rampager is an activated ability, so I can't use the Gore Clan. So what I am going to do here is crack. Because I have to. So that definitely sucked that he just Suppression Field, and it actually might win him the game now. He's still got a handful of cards, especially if he were to, like, Wrath of God me right here. So he's gonna tutor for something. I don't know what he's... I guess another Ghostly Prison. But I'm gonna attack here for a bunch, and I don't think he's got a way to deal with it. Because we have enough to burn him out, basically, now. Over time, eventually. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So he's 1 damage away from just dying. If you were to put another Ghostly Prison out there and waste his turn, then that does mean that I've got... I can damage him once more. With, like, Wild Noctowl or something. So here comes all the taxation effects, but that's fine. Because once this happens, we're basically got him dead just in slow motion. As long as he doesn't Leyline of Sanctity me. And even if he does, I still might be able to get out from under it with just attacking through these Ghostly Prisons. I mean, if he board wipes me, then that's that. Actually, if he board wiped me, I don't think I'd care. I mean, I would care, but if he board wiped me, it's his mana being used and allows me to get in with more, like, Boros Charms and things. And I want to use the Boros Charms first because they do the most. Tension Sphere, sure. He doesn't have the million mana up yet. So I'm just going to go ahead and Boros Charm him right now. We've got the eventual win. I'm white screwed. That early white would have, like, really helped me out. I guess it wouldn't have really mattered all that much. But I'm going to be focusing on just the 1 burn a turn. I guess I could have also played the Tarmogoyf there, but I just didn't. Sure. The 1-for-1 removal ain't very much right now. Lightning Bolt is good, because that means I can kill him now. And beats! That's the prison deck, and that was pretty cool. So that was the mono white prison deck. It again like died to its own sort of high variance, and the fact that I had burn and it didn't have the Leyline of Sanctity out. It really can't mold down to try to get the Leyline of Sanctity because it just risks losing its lands and losing the pieces it needs to. He really got me on game 1, and I definitely didn't draw well regardless. But game 2 and game 3, it was pretty simple to beat him. Just race, and then the second one was sort of just like dodge the prison until I could just burn him out. Like I said earlier, I made a mistake. I probably should have sided in Kitchen Finks rather than Choke. But you gotta realize I don't play this deck very often. I think this is maybe the 3rd or 4th time I've played it tops, and I play a lot, so that's saying something. You really shouldn't worry about it in your FNM meta, and I'm only saying FNM because you're not gonna play it in a high level event. If you get past turn round 1, 2, or 3, you're not gonna play it ever. So if you do play it in your FNM, just make sure that you've got some sideboard slots that are dedicated to knocking enchantments out. That's about it. That's all you really need to worry about. Most of the race you can just race the rest of it. I would say you want to at least sideboard in 3 things, 4 things. Just basically anything. The amount that you have Path to Exile for is going to be the amount you want to side out. Burn still has relevance where it doesn't hit the face, or it doesn't hit anything on their board, but it'll hit the face, which is good enough sometimes.